I went to the bathroom and I felt Ogzil coming in, and he's like, don't put pressure on yourself. Just go there. Just allow yourself more space to go there. He's giving me a hug.
No.
That's nice. He's sending me to the meadow. We are going to first start the recording today reminding Crystal that any angst, reservation, or as she would call it, prickly feelings, that she has about deepening this connection is only the resistance being released cellularly. As we have encouraged her in the past when she would release lower density, we will continue to encourage her to treat this the same. This is not a lower density. We would like to call this a higher density, but it needs to be released one and the same. You are both doing very well. Lots of movement in the energy. A lot more paying attention. And so we want to let you know, we see. Clomidil says hello. When Crystal receives information, her brain is still trying to categorize it so she knows where to begin. Her brain will categorize the download, and then she allows us to look into each of the downloads energetically and tell her which to decipher first. And in this new space, we are asking her to not organize the energy with her brain. And so she is asking for us to come forward then and direct more of this energy. And we want her to know and take comfort and solace in the fact that we hear her, even though she cannot fully find the words to put towards what she is needing. We hear her, received, accepted, chosen. And now we will all move forward in a new way. Deepen your breath. Settle into your body. Some of the things that Crystal would like to articulate that we will give her now before we begin, so that she can find herself more relaxed in the meadow and caring less about what we say. She is asking us to teach her how to strengthen her focus in the physical realm so that she can learn how to put more momentum behind her desire. And because she has asked that, she is receiving it energetically. And so this is her reminder that the growth she is asking for is here for her. She is multidimensional. She must choose it in the higher realms and ground it into her physicality as she is becoming. She knows that. She has a hard time placing words to it.
How can she better ground the information that's coming in? It feels like she's not used to having this realm of information and then to be able to translate that into 4D. So
she thought that the awakening was a lot of work, but the activating is just as much work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of exploration. There's a lot of inner navigation trying to figure out exactly how to exemplify the things that she's tuning into. When it doesn't make sense and she's not quite sure how it's all connected. As you guys continue to move into a space where the energy is more supportive of the higher dimensions, you will be able to feel more free in the higher frequencies that you are tuning into. The higher frequencies in Crystal's body right now will continue to release resistance within her cells because she is adding more and more expression to her DNA. In order for her to continue to move into the frequencies that we are asking her to begin to take part in, her love for herself must be unconditional, and she must be grounded in total acceptance, so that the truth of who she knows herself to be does not waver when people struggle to find their way in their new opening. There are many blessings in her life, allowing her to see herself for who she is. And as she continues to pay attention and gratitude and humility and acceptance of this light and this power and this platform and all the beauty that she has been gifted in exchange for her presence, when she spends more time there, this will all feel very different. It is hard for her to accept the power of information and frequency that rides within her when she connects with us, because she's still learning how to love herself in that space. Universal love is very different than your earthly love. Your earthly love is very convoluted, whether you're looking at the love of another or the love of yourself. And so teaching your human what it is to be in love, to be in that universal love, judgment-free, total acceptance, seeing yourself from God's perspective. Well, that's a whole new realm. And we're not only asking that she go there, we're asking that everyone go there. Only from that space will you be free to ignite yourself in whatever way you choose. If you can't accept who you are at the deepest levels, you're not tuning into a third of the energy you came here for. We want to encourage Crystal to deepen her understandings of the energy around her, even when there are no words. She is 100% accurate that we are communicating with her telepathically, and so there are many times that she can't find the words. It's much easier when she just gets out of the way and allows me in now. I have more access to your encyclopedia.
So as she learns to kind of move aside and that information comes through, then she will just know it, just kind of know, and without having to explain with words?
Yes, and from that space she will have access to words that will, maybe not in the earthly realm, if they're utilized in the proper way, according to Webster. But in the spirit realm, she will have access to words that will be able to vibrationally express meaning to people so that they do understand. She will find herself in more access to that information when she allows herself to be more in acceptance of what she's now tuning into and where she's going. Where she's going. Yeah, where you all are going.
Where are we going?
It'll be like you open your eyes and you're alive for the first time. That's what it felt like that day. It feels like I open my eyes and there's the most beautiful sunset I've ever seen. And I can't tell if I'm floating or laying down. because I'm so full of love and so full of joy. And in the moment, I think to myself, am I levitating? Because that would be a funny sight, you know, if Teresa sees me. But I swear I'm hanging off the ground. Everything has a gold hue. And you can feel energy raining down on the planet. It's like I don't know what happened, but I knew exactly what happened. I studied the awakening because I had the platform. Wow. I'm telling Crystal this is the first time I've ever looked at it from this perspective. We've never looked back at this day. We've never looked back at this day, Claudia. You stand up and you hug me. We're so proud. We're so proud. It's like all those lifetimes, trying and trying and trying. It's just we kept coming back to try again. And we finally did it. We did it. And then like we both realized we were floating and we like stopped so we would drop so we wouldn't scare the people around us. And we're just giggling. We're giggling because we know exactly what's happening and everybody else is still
freaking out.
No, they're not freaking out. They're laying down. They're sleeping. Are they sleeping? It looks like they're sleeping. It looks like they're sleeping. Kobe's a puppy. And Bubby looks like he's like 6 or 4. He's skinny. Oh, they're so happy. It's like they can release all of their heaviness.
Wow. So
he doesn't. I don't remember how it happened. It happened so fast. I was studying, we were all talking about it, the clients were talking about it, we knew the energy was getting high. And then it's like all of a sudden, we're 5 days in. We're like 4 days in. Why don't I remember any of that?
Did you go to the ship?
There was a lot of sleeping. Like real sleeping. She's like, yeah, you just laid down. You all just laid down. You couldn't not lay down. Your body needed to adjust to the frequencies. So you just laid down and you would sleep and you would get up if you needed to and then you would just... She's making me feel like sometimes we would get up and take like 3 steps and literally lay back down.
Wow.
Like, because I don't remember it. Pleiadian Mom is like telling us about it. And she's the one who said that we would like get up and take a couple steps and lay back down. We just couldn't handle the energy. It's not even that we couldn't handle it, it was that it felt so good to be back in that connection with Source. You literally didn't care about anything. And so I'm confused because you would look at this from human perspective and say like, oh, they're sleeping. Like they're laying down on the ground in their yards and on the trail and they're sleeping. But they're not sleeping. They're laying in like pure love, pure gratitude. Like it doesn't even matter that they're on the ground. They don't care who sees them. They're so happy to be able to feel that love of Source again that literally nothing else matters. And then when it starts to like normalize in the body, then we start to like pay more attention to our surroundings. And she's bringing me back to the memory when I first opened my eyes. Like very first opened my eyes, and I'm laying down and I'm looking up and there's a tree. And the tree literally has a rainbow aura around it that extends 2 to 3 inches. And I'm like mesmerized by it. I can't pull my eyes off it. The vibrations are like talking to me. And I look over and you're still asleep. You're still enjoying it. It's not sleep. It's like you're just... It's like what you would think if you saw somebody do heroin for the first time, except for you're high on Source. Like, you're just gone.
Like the ultimate basking.
Yeah, exactly. And I want to say, like, you are conscious. It's not like you're unconscious, like you're sleeping. But at the same time, like, you're so focused on this feeling and this energy sensation, you don't hear or see anything. So it's definitely like sleeping. I miss the feel of my face. She worries about her wrinkles. And I just love this skin so much. You guys. So close. So close. She's asking from the meadow, how does it happen? Like, do we merge? How do I become you? She wants to know how she becomes Auxil. It's a transition. While the consciousness that opens will remain the same forevermore, it takes you a while to take on the highest vibrational essence of your body. You first have to embody your light body and ground in that first. That's a whole new transition. So let's just start there, not get ahead of ourselves, little lady. When you get through really embodying and grounding your light body, you'll recognize that you can transmute your body into any light frequency you choose. And so at times you will choose to be light, and at times you will choose to reserve that energy for consciousness. When you become Auxil, you're much more detached from the physical realm and much more data consciousness driven. You have a lot of experience still left in this physical vessel of yours. So we don't want to give you the impression that you become Auxil in 5 years. Because if we had to put it in some sort of earthly time, even though this will be after the ascension, we would still say you're about 400 or 500 years, like in your physical realm now, to give you that perception of time. you still have quite a long way to experience all of the transition that you're going through. No, you will not die again. You will never die again.
Well, I'm just excited to experience what's next. It's going to be fun.
She's asking that we show pieces of this through your eyes. So I'm going to leave it's a tight fit. This one. Crystal is telling me from the meadow I smell like a boy. So, there's that. Okay. I was We are denser in her physical body than she's used to, so it's actually easier for her to channel Clomidil now that she allows me. It took a while, though. When I open my eyes, the first thing I notice is that the sky's moving. It's not the same sky. I'm laying flat on my back. Crystal's jumping. I don't know what she's doing. I don't have that kind of energy. So I just lay there and I open up my eyes, and there's like, you can see like swirls of energy in the sky. The dizzying feeling, it's so strong. This energy is so strong. I can't get up. There's no way. When I let go, I don't feel my body anymore. I'm just in this space. It's like my heart's open. Everything's open. Everything's open. Wow. It's like a body orgasm when you open. Try and stand up during that. The colors of the sky are changing, and I asked Mom why that's happening. I don't think I noticed during... No. She said I noticed. I noticed that the sky was changing color, but it didn't register that the sky was changing color. And now that I'm watching the first few moments of opening my eyes, after the first solar flash, it's like, at first it's like this bluish purple, and you can kind of see these swirls, like there's lots of wind in the atmosphere or something. But then it turns green. Not like a green, like a toxic green or like a something's wrong green, but just a beautiful shade of green comes through. It's like Aurora Borealis is what it looks like, but it's the sky. It's the whole sky, like a planetarium.
Where are we when it happens?
We're in a yard. We're in a yard.
Is it our house?
I want to say no, we're still at the apartment. This is the first solar flash. Correct? Yeah. Because Mom says that we're completely awake for all of the others, aiding, helping everybody else. So when the first one happens, our consciousness completely like engulfs in these fifth dimensional energies. No matter like what happens around us, circumstances, it doesn't matter. We are so connected to that energy. Nothing, it's like it's the whole blueprint opens up. We know who we are. Our conscious practices can now match our body. And that ignites this foundation, this stability, this grounding that we've never felt before.
Is that how everyone's going to experience the same?
No. Everybody's going to experience it differently based on where their conscious levels are.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of people in the third dimension that'll experience this first wave or the flash as maybe a fainting spell, or they will have the memory of just needing to go lay down and take a nap, and they will just wake up in their bed. Their mind won't have the capacity to have a new perception of the new reality, of the energy that comes forward. So these are the people that more than likely would not wake up until the second solar flash.
Are those going to happen pretty close together?
Few months, maybe.
Okay.
From my perspective, it doesn't feel long because we don't care.
Yeah.
We do not care. There is not one piece of us that cares when other people experience this. We just show up for those who need our guidance, whoever comes. We literally just live our life, and whoever shows up and asks for our help, we give it to them.
So people will just come to us?
Oh, yeah.
People that we know? Or...
No, people that you don't know. Well, people you know, but not in the ways that you expected. A lot of people that you know now are going to have very different teachers.
Yeah.
And you will move on to different teachers. We would like to tell you that once you get through the ascension process a little bit more, you'll have more contact with the Andromedans. They are ready to do a lot of grid work with you.
So we're going to be doing more with grid work or working with people, or both?
You will be working with people, but that's not going to aid in your conscious growth.
Yeah.
That's just a part of what you have to contribute to this process. Your conscious growth will be doing grid work with the galactics.
Yeah.
And the Andromedans will be ready for you when you come into 5D.
Okay. So...
12th dimensional grid work is where we're going next.
Okay. So before that happens, are we working with humanity and med beds and things like that?
At the same time.
All at the same time, okay.
At the same time.
So our...
You're not limited.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to give you the information to run the med bed?
Well, the Andromedans, I assume.
No, well, no. That's the Syrians and the Pleiadians. You guys will have a lot of different, we will call them med beds. You'll have a lot of different technologies on your land that will aid in the different star seeds awakening, to ignite them into their purpose and help them discover which node that is within the crystalline grid that they need to relocate closer to enact their mission. There's a lot of opening that will happen through these devices.
Is this technology that we are going to bring in, or it's already
You'll
here?
not bring it in, you'll operate it.
Okay.
You'll help people assist their healing through consciousness while the technology heals history, trauma, density from the Akashic record. They won't know how to be in a fifth dimensional consciousness. So the bed will aid in that as they stabilize their body.
Mm-hmm.
When they come out of the bed, you help them ground these understandings through stories, messages, channelings, continued healing. You'll do both. And then when you're not working with the people, because you're not going to work with the people all the time. You think people are people-y now. People are going to be way people-y then.
Oh, shit.
So, well, and that's just because of the heightened vibration. The heightened vibration. It's not like there's going to ever be this time where somebody in a very high frequency is just going to be completely okay working with denser frequencies. There is always going to be a variance. And if you are a human that can feel the variance within the body, you will always feel that variance. It's up to you to place your consciousness as to what that means.
Yeah. So after the solar flash, we will be completely open and we will already know how to work with the beds. Is that right?
We don't know how to clarify this. The first solar flash will come forward and it will hit the reset button so that your body comes back to the original blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean you get to hold that original blueprint forevermore? No, because there is likelihood that people on your planet still have consciousness that will not be able to hold the energy of the original blueprint within the body. So they will shift gradually back into old habits, and that's why there's another wave coming that will propel them even further into grounding this energy in. Then we have the third wave, which is the ascension, where everybody will consciously and energetically move themselves into the higher frequencies. This first wave that will be coming forward will change your reality. You will know more, you will see more, there will be more confidence, there will be more grounding in what you know to be true. Will you be completely open to everything right then and there in that first wave? No. That's the ascension.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The first wave coming in is a cellular upgrade. The first solar flash is a complete cellular upgrade for those who are ready and awakened to this information and energy and have the awareness to begin to hold the higher frequencies to maintain the energy that's coming in. The second wave is there to hit that reset button again for those who may have a little bit extra clearing within them, who aren't quite able to ground and hold the frequencies to allow their original blueprint to begin to open up to them so that they can bring forward the information of their DNA and of their Akash and remember their past lives and use that to begin to open up to their abilities and broaden their consciousness into new perceptions on what it can and will be here on Earth. But energy is a very strong frequency, and your thoughts really do matter. And so the thoughts that you carry, they will keep you in frequencies that you may not intend on staying in. And this is why we ask to continue coming into this space, releasing what needs to be released, broadening your own perceptions to hold more of your own light, keep bringing it in, so that when that wave comes, you are at the highest potential you could be at when we have that node in the timeline where that experience opens up for you. How far can I get until the day this comes, so that when it is here, I'm propelled as far as I can be? And then what are you going to do in that space to keep yourself so steady and so ready? And it won't take much by that time. When that second wave comes, you will be so prepared for the ascension. The ascension is a choosing. This isn't something that will happen to you. The light that is coming in, this cosmic energy that is coming in, has been predestined, written in the stars. It's a cycle that the planet and the solar system and the earth goes through. And so this light will move in. And so the purpose of ascension this whole time has been to get as many souls awakened to their own inner light, so that by the time these flashes of light hit us, we can be propelled as far as we can be. And then by the time that second wave hits, we can all look each other in the face and say, okay, are we ready to ascend?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
And there we'll have it.
Okay.
Yes. The time between the first two waves, I want to say, will be a little extended, but not too long. I wouldn't say more than a year.
Okay.
The second wave and the third wave will come very fast because it's a choosing.
Okay.
So after the second wave comes and you recognize as a collective that all you have to do is choose the highest timeline for your planet, the broadest opening for your planet, the most information to come in for your planet, and the ascension will happen very, very quickly. We would like to say the ascension will happen within days of the second wave.
Nice.
But as we always say, we don't like to predict. Timelines are not the same where we are as to where you are. We can only say that there are solid nodes of potential in your current timeline for this opening to happen very soon.
Okay. So then when the first one happens and it opens up our blueprint, at that point will we have new abilities yet, or is that something that will be discovered? Or
the abilities come from grounding in the higher consciousness into the original blueprint.
Okay.
You will have a lot to study within the original blueprint. You'll have a lot to look into. You'll have a lot to navigate, to understand how your own energy field works, how your organs and your DNA works, all of the different energetic fields and how they work within the body, and how you push and pull, give and receive your own energy and receive others' energy. It's the whole co-creation within your own energy field. The abilities come in when you understand your own energy field and your access to consciousness, your access to the quantum field.
How exciting.
Because that's when the co-creation that you really came here for begins.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like fun. So I guess in my mind, I'm trying to wrap my brain around what will we be doing physically, sort of metaphysical job description. But it's not really like that.
It's not at all. And that's why you're not receiving the answers you keep asking for.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Your life will be very family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
You will be consumed with your wife and children. You'll be consumed with your home and the energy that you create on that specific node marked in the grid of the planet. You will receive all of the visitors gladly,
Yeah.
with open arms, creating delicious meals for them just for fun. Not because you want to eat food anymore, because I don't feel like Crystal's going to eat, but it's the experience. It's the putting together the life that you know and feel inside of your vegetables and herbs, and lining them up in fragrance in your home as these guests come in. The comfort that you know, the aromatic energies of these earthly elements that are giving to them, not only in just the energetic form, but the healing form and the comfort and love and joy that you can receive from it. Your perceptions are just so much more open. You will enjoy all of the things just to enjoy them. There's not going to be work. There's not going to be work at all. There's going to be interaction, and there will be specific chosen interaction based on what you know these people carry within their collective consciousness. So if you know that there is a group of people, which you and Crystal will harness a group of people, when you know there's a group of people that have tools and key things that you've really been wanting to explore and understand, you will go spend time with those people. Mm-hmm. The definition of family, community, and all of that is going to change immensely as your blueprint opens. And your blueprint is not necessarily about your gifts. It's about releasing everything that was placed on you in this earthly matrix that was never yours to harness, carry, believe, experience.
You know, that's part of that, I guess, comes with releasing even the whole idea of mission work, because that's still playing in 3D.
It is.
And so what... Let that go.
It's all about energy.
Yeah.
It's all about creation. And you don't have mission work when everybody is in the same space, eager to learn, eager to explore, eager to share, welcoming, so excited to give you the love of their home and family that they've created, the community that they've created, because it's not just about the home and family, it's about the entire community that you will create. There are specific people that will seek you and Crystal out just based on the fact alone that they want to live in your community.
So we're going to create individual communities then.
Yes, very much like homesteading.
Uh-huh.
But it's going to be based on consciousness.
Yeah.
You invite people into your homestead, if you will, that has the same consciousness. Not even just the same consciousness that you're at, obviously, because everybody's going to be at different levels, but there's an essence. There's an essence of desire on where you want to go and where you want to lead this planet. And so these groups of people are bound together by their desires to focus on certain things. You and Crystal will be involved with very galactic, desiring groups of people. Many of you will be on specific missions to understand Stargate energy, to understand wormhole energy, bring that back to your planet, share that with people, sharing doorways to other galaxies, experiences, and other worlds, harnessing all of that energy. Your mission work on 5D is going to be very much off planet for a long time, but you will come back and share. And like, you'll be in the amphitheater that you and Crystal create. You will stand with many others that are in your same homestead, sharing information, sharing stories. And at first, it's all within the homestead, you know, it's all your neighbors in your community doing the same things, going off, exploring, coming back, sharing your activities, sharing your knowledge, sharing your data. Is this something we want to place in this grid here? Is this something we collectively would like to experience more? Or should we let this go and move on to whatever else we can find out in this very broad, expansive quantum field that we're able to tune into, travel into, communicate with? What do you want to know? What do you want to explore? How much of that do we want to put in the New Earth grid? You're living your life as a light worker. It's what you came here to be. It's what you came here to do. It's not about healing people's trauma. They'll move through that on their own. Yes, now maybe, through your words, through your leadership. You have no idea how good it's about to get.
I can't wait.
And just understanding the energy of your planet alone. You're going to explore blades of grass. That's how in tune and new and excited you will be about just this earthly realm. And then you want to add on to it all of the others, which is beautiful because you will. But where we start is here on Earth. seeing Earth through the eyes you were made to see Earth through, connecting to God through the heart chakra that's clear and grounded, that you were always made to connect to God through, bringing that light to Earth. If you only did those two things, you would change this whole universe forevermore. And just to think all of the experience that you've already had here, and to have your galactic family and your soul family and your angelic family come down and show to you what they saw you go through their eyes, if you will. It's okay to acknowledge all the earth changes outside. Crystal created this wind today to prove to herself her shift. She was ready.
Yeah.
She is ready. She's trying to understand herself through a human perspective, and that's always going to be very confusing.
Yeah.
Only when she allows herself to understand herself through the eyes of this energy will she see herself truly. And that's where we would rather her focus, allowing and accepting herself as this multi-dimensional, interdimensional communicator, experiencer. And we would like to remind you all that you are all those things. You are all receiving the quantum field. You are all able to utilize your mind to identify subsections of this energy that you are sensing and tuning into, so that you can choose whether or not this is something you would like to dive in and navigate further. To only focus on your earthly realm at this time is purposefully directing your energy to that which you are not.
So can we, in our future sessions, can we begin to begin a new process of learning how to tap into the quantum field and how to start working with these energies even before the solar flash happens?
Crystal's doing it right now.
Yeah.
You can. But are you willing to trust yourself? Are you willing to trust yourself?
Yeah.
That's a big question for many, because everybody wants to be able to tune into this energy, but many do not take into consideration how long Crystal has been working at trusting herself in this space.
Yeah.
How many battles she had to fight against her own ego and her own consciousness that wanted to self-sabotage this space for her.
Yeah.
But she kept moving through it. It doesn't have to be that way, but we are ready to have very deep talks of consciousness in these grids and how you can tap into them. But if you don't trust yourself, if you don't trust that the action that you're taking is literally making impacts in the energetic realm, what is the point of us telling you to take these actions? You have to trust that the action we tell you to take, or your intuition tells you to take at any moment, is going to physically take you there.
Then how about one action that we can take and practice?
What is the message here for me?
What is, oh, right. Gotcha.
We give many action-oriented practices.
Okay.
There's not a lot of trust. We would focus on reminding your consciousness to trust the energy as you take the action.
Okay.
Yeah. What is the message here for me?
Okay.
How is this serving me? What do I need to know? What is the highest frequency that I can receive at this time.
I like that.
Let the things that are showing up in your life serve you, and trust that they are. Direct the energy, if you're going to, in a way that is serving you fully, and then trust that it is. With the same kind of vigor. Trust, trust, trust. Take steps and trust. Because that's when the consciousness opens up. People keep thinking that there's something that they have to tune into or find. You gotta find it. No, it's all around you. It's right here. You have to be quiet enough to hear it. You have to know that it's not always going to come through in words or visions. Many times it's going to come through in a sensation or a gut instinct that you will need to trust. And you'll need to trust the vibration coming through and the feeling coming through so strongly, because then you have to put words to it. Many people can channel through clairvoyancy, clairaudiency. But let me tell you that the language of the fifth dimension is purely telepathic. And in that scenario, you will receive feelings, sensations, thoughts, words, visions. It is not limited to just one. It's not limited to, oh, this is the only way she will receive it. It's limited in no way, shape, or form. It's given. The download is given. Within that download, we choose confusion or we choose trust. We choose to allow ourselves to receive all of the information within the download, or we choose focus. Where we're going with this is we would like you to choose all of it.
I see, and that's what's happening is when Crystal receives a huge download, the natural instinct is to try to focus and create meaning, when in reality it's just to be open and trust and let it all just come through.
And when you try to put the meaning to the download immediately, you cut it off when you've only received an eighth of it.
Yeah.
Where if you just keep letting it in and trust that the information will begin to arrange itself once the download is received, that your body knows what to do with this information to open you up to the consciousness that you're asking for, because the download itself is sentient. The download itself is intelligent. You don't need to direct a download. You need to absorb the download. You need to allow the download. And then the download will begin to show itself to you. And as it does, notice that as your first point of focus. Mm-hmm. And as you focus in on this point and allow yourself to get more specific, you will see the remainder of that download coming into fruition. You'll receive the totality of it. You'll receive the clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairkinetics. You'll feel it. All of it. Crystal likes to tune into fifth dimensional energy and make up new clairs. But it is so broad. Yeah. And she wants people to understand that your abilities that you feel yourself tuning into, when you look to other teachers and other people to describe them to you, you are taking on their filter. Wow. And so many people want to take their spirituality and fit it into a 3D box here so they can feel that they're being of service. So what's getting spread is a lot of misinformation on how we are being tuned into this energy. We would like people to know that there's nothing missing within you other than a little focus and a little openness. If you relinquish the story that you tell yourself as to how your life must unfold or how it is or how it should be, you would see things so magical right now. Set your intention to tune into the quantum field more. Know that the quantum field is going to communicate with you in ways that you may not be used to.
Okay.
So be more open and broad in the way that you are able to receive. Be more relaxed and flexible in the energy that's able to come in.
I like it.
Crystal needs to hear that too.
Okay.
There are many times she will receive a new download and it will have a higher energy frequency to it. And so she'll feel herself being a little prickly, as she says, when she releases some density so she can fully absorb this download. And then because she feels the prickly nature of it, she will tell herself that maybe she is purging or maybe the energy is high. And we would like her to begin to remind herself, I am creating movement. Energy is coming in and my body is naturally creating movement. Thank you, body. I love you so much. She said, you can't stay all day, Oxel. She recognizes how much I love her body. You will miss being physical. There are many things that you can do in the physical realm that you can't always do in a less dense realm.
You can't high five.
You cannot.
Just energetically.
Yeah. Yeah.